Karya sir, can we start now?
Yeah, we can start.
Okay. Okay.
So
So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Paresh Karya ji, and good evening, all the participants. Welcome you all to the Trainers Forum. Earlier, we did two Trainers Forum at our AMA campus, but looking at the COVID situation, we had organized this Trainers Forum on online. And I gratefully thank you everybody for attending this program. And over to you, Paresh Karya, sir.
thank you, Radhika. And I think I'll just off the video so at least everybody can focus on the presentation slide. So first of all, thank you to all the participants, even AMA team, Radhika, even our KK Nair sir for this today's evening talk. And I will just start with the little highlight on Trainers Forum at AMA. If you ask me, training is a profession that need hard and smart work and willingness to learn and learning together, right? So that is why this trainer forum's purpose is to help and support the training, community to improve their continuous learning, increase the effectiveness of their training, increase effectiveness of their, available information into wisdom and knowledge and results. So this is the main purpose of our trainers forum. Training, if you ask me, is always empowering. It's not only sharing knowledge or imparting new skills and motivating others, but also when you are in training profession, you have to keep yourself updated. Even you have to learn a lot, right? And then you are capable to, teach or train or coach and mentor others, right? So main purpose of trainers forum to help you understand what are the new trends of industry and enrich through peer learning and a new method of training by experts of the field. And that is why today's topic is very relevant, right? And bottom line of our purpose is just to give you the purpose and direction to make training effective, impactful, right? And that is why this is my favorite picture I share wherever I go and talk, right? I appreciate all of you. Again, warm welcome to all of you to start our talk, today's evening talk, importance of digital engagement for trainers. I know a lot of you have a good knowledge of online teaching and training. I do agree. But today's talk will add something which you have not tried or tested, right? So it will be add to your knowledge bank. So importance of digital engagement for trainers, starting with the real fact that everybody understand that physical class training, there is an ample opportunity for a formal transaction to take place during informal hours, right? And a lot of talks happen, but online there is a limitation. So in case of remote training through digital platform, this informal talk is almost impossible. You can't talk informally and take an informal feedback, right? And here I think business is not as usual, right? And that is why today's talk, that how to, add the new ideas or practices to make our digital engagement very interesting and engaging. See, one reality of the digital platform and the trainers, we get generally a challenge. We fail to get the visibility on who is doing what. That's the main challenge, right? Whether even today, right now, I'm in same challenge, whether you are listening or don't know, or you are doing multitasking, right? So fail to get visibility on who is doing what. And I think that demands a serious effort to give attention to all the people on the training program, right? Where you cannot divide juniors and seniors and your most favorite. I think you have to, work out your instruction design in such a way that you touch base with some attention to everybody slowly, smartly. So this is how we have to start. Now, this slide is basically the internal, research in-house in my company. And I wanted to share this fact with you. See, according to our in-house employee research, very recently, we have completed in this October, and I'm sharing a fresh result. 95% of the employees lack the will to learn and explore. We have a lot of programs, whether it is a safety or a quality or a soft skill, But this is a first feedback. 95% of the employees lack the will to learn and explore. This is in the context of digital training, online training. 65% of the employees lack the practical communication skill, how to communicate on a WebEx or a Zoom or Google or Microsoft, whichever platform you are using. They lack the skill practically, right? 71% of the employees are facing challenges in planning and execution. See, we as a trainer, we think we have given the best. They have picked up, they have confirmed in the digital engagement, but once the time to execute through planning and execution, you get the ineffective part of the training, right? So it is the right time today for an optimistic tonic to all of us, all the training professional, right? And that is why today's talk is very important, right? And I think what all we are going to talk, we'll talk about different approach, right? But first, let us refresh why this talk, importance of digital engagement for trainers. See, now more than ever, digital engagement and online trainings are very important, and it's again is going to be there for a long time, right? Engaging audience through a digital content like our videos, PowerPoints, case presentation, even debate discussions, I think allow us to be meaningfully present in our communities, even when we are not in face-to-face audience, right? So this is bound to be there, and we have to practice smartness over here. For trainers, planning and preparation is necessary now, right? And for polished and professional digital content development and delivery. And today I will share a lot of examples to develop the nice content and nice delivery on a digital side. So before creating a new content or scheduling an online event, I think we as a trainer consider whether this proposed content or program is really required. Then and then you go for it. Don't go for a unnecessary program in this time. Who is your primary audience and what they need from you? That is very, very important. And we do it, practice this even in formal side, face-to-face also, but this is applicable on digital also. So what changes do you want to make them as a result of engaging them on a digital side, right? So that also you have to design in your content, right? Because they are attending virtual training or an event, right? And how will you measure the impact of your content on this online program? That is also important. I always say feedback also important and must for a digital side of a training, right? So different approach is required. And first I wanted to tell you, it starts with the instructional design of our training. And also we have to refresh some part of our facilitation skill. So instruction design and facilitation skill need the refresh, right? Different approach here. And that is what I support, that we all have to be precise and concise, because there is no face-to-face interaction. In such a scenario, a clarity of thought is very, very important. You have to be very careful what you speak, how you speak, right? What message you are passing, because here you will not get the body language or eye contact, right? Or any signaling in like what we get in the face-to-face training program. Digital, even right now, I am off video, you are off video, right? So very important part is instructional design and facilitation skill. Couple of important questions when we go for instructional design and facilitation skill. Very important questions are, who are the major audiences with which we work, right? You know your segment, which type of the audience you are training or teaching, right? What are the challenges and opportunity facing our online audiences? I think some formal or informal feedback before the training program, taking their earlier experience on a digital training help you, right? But what changes these people expect in a new program or a next training program, right? Why do our audience care about these issues or opportunities? Naturally, they want to have effectiveness of program together, right? How have we framed our digital content to meet the emotional and intellectual need of our audiences? Each and every question has a meaning. If we really do little homework here in advance, I think our digital online program can be more effective and impactful, right? When and where will we engage with our digital audiences? That you are already aware, when and where. But first 4 questions are very important, right? That adds to your proactive planning to make online engagement very meaningful and useful. End of the day, what I wanted to tell you with this question, that how we can make online digital engagement fun with purpose in the context of our training title. How can we provide feedback to the audience or participants? How we get feedback as a trainer, right? How we can also make our training program online experiential, right? Or how do we motivate online? Because there are ways and means. Through example I will share with you. Even digital online, how we can improve a teamwork, which also possible. How we can create a less threatening learning environment. Even digital also there is some threat, right? Bring real world relevance on an online training program, and how we accelerate our learning. Same objective which we have face-to-face program, but in digital program, this is the same objective we should try to achieve or exceed. Now, if you look at this picture or a photograph of one of my training program in company, this picture, when you look at it, what impression you are getting? All the participants are full of energy, or they are in some easy mode of life, or they are here for a training because somebody has pushed them to attend the training. This picture tells a lot, right? And I want to make some changes in this picture, that I want to see every participant with digital online training etiquettes, right? So this is what I'm just roping in this picture, that this picture, there is a need to change. Everybody must be with the digital online training etiquettes, how to rope in, right? How to make them, eager that I have to attend today's digital training, right? So that is the purpose here. Now, a couple of thoughts to set, the digital side of the learning. A couple of tips I wanted to share for your participants or students online. Make sure that your participants are given a good understanding. They are muted when they are not talking. Maybe ask them to be, yourself and respect others, because sometimes online some bombardment is nasty, right? Even share with them that if there is any question, they can use the chat box, right? Or they can use the reactions to engage in your class, or ask them very clearly that whatever they write in a chat box, think before they write, because it goes to all, right? It is like reply to all, aisa ho jayega. Utilize the raise your hand feature, which is there in any digital software today available, right? If they want to have a question, set up an intentional, space where class is going to happen. So these are just starting refreshing you that you have to educate participants that this is not the usual face-to-face, this is digital. There are some do's and don'ts. I think that you have to every time refresh them, right? Even a couple of additional tips and tricks for a virtual lessons or a classes, right? Suppose you are going for a first session, set aside some time to introduce your student about your web platform, whether you are using Zoom or WebEx or Microsoft. Ensure that they are able to connect their audio and video. Sometimes we are in assumption, right? We are in a simple assumption, so we have to be very, very careful there. Give an agenda and plan to each class screen sharing, that this is our agenda, this is our objective, right? Or a document or some study material in advance if they need it, right? And this gives students a clear idea of how the class will progress and what will be covered and the activities they will be engaged. Even I do some online case study or online some training games also, but I share the material in advance, so they are very clear, they are mentally ready that this type of activity is going to happen. Even discuss online etiquettes and expectation of the student in your first virtual class or a first batch, right? And periodically you revisit these topics, what I'm talking to you. Even you can utilize whiteboard or annotate, which is available. I will share with you, it is available. You can connect whiteboard in your digital training, right? And you can do brainstorming and you can ask students to engage there, right? When you are sharing whiteboard, or you can share document and screen also, or image. So this is what is possible today. But first and foremost, you have to educate them that these are the gadgets I'm going to use. Take time to promote questions, comments, and reactions from your class. Give a minute to the participant to allow your students to utilize their reactions, write their questions in the chat box, or ask them to be unmuted to ask their question live. Right? These are all etiquettes I'm sharing with you. I'm sure you are doing it, but just refreshing you. Sometimes possible, you can also divide your participants in a smaller groups for a discussion on a certain topics. Now these facilities are available in Zoom and WebEx, right? You can use your WebEx or Zoom breakout room. This feature is available, and you can sometimes pre-assign or auto-assign the student into a group for a short period of a time, so they may discuss together, so they break out, right? And your class goes into the group completes brainstorming, and then again your time set to again come back for a presentation or a discussion, right? Even ask your have your students sometimes to be presenter and share their projects with the class. So this will be very engaging experience for them also, right? And this allows the students to show what they are working on while practicing their presentation skill, and it will also allow students to hear from one another. So these are all tips and tricks for a virtual engagement. Some teaching over videos, some delivery tips and tricks, like preset your meeting to mute participant microphone upon entry. Sometimes some trainers does this. This helps to avoid background noise and allow the student to focus on your lesson. Even when you as a trainer look at the camera to create eye contact with your students, this helps create a more personal connection while teaching over your video or a presentation slide, right? Take a second to check chat or your student's video if on camera to check in with your students and get feedback. Speak as if you are face to face with the class while ensuring you are appropriate distance from your microphone for a best audio experience, right? So you should not be too louder sometimes. When delivering a presentation, sharing images, files, videos, give your students a moment to open or take it, take some time, few seconds, your screen gets set on the WebEx or a Zoom. Even embrace the pause, take a moment after the end of your comments and allow students to engage before continuing on. So these are standard thoughts, refresh you on a digital side. Final refresh on the digital part is manage the audience experience. That's very important. Time to time you recheck, check for understanding. Control who is seen and heard during the event. That is also important because there are some special category in the training room on a digital side. They are frequently coming in between, asking you. So control who is seen, heard during the event. Turn your camera on. You have camera at eye level. Stay muted unless you are talking to the reduce the background noise. If student is speaking, you mute yourself. Make sure you sit in a well lit and quiet place. That's very important on a digital connect. As a host of the class or a meeting, you can manage participants, such as you can rename them, you can mute them, you can stop videos, you can have other controls for the participants. Once in training or a meeting, you can select a virtual background by clicking up the carpet right of the start video icon. There is a facility available. You can set your background. If you want to put your company logo behind, you can, right? Or if you want to put a natural scene behind you, you can do the virtual background setting, and that is possible. Just to create an environment and experience. That's it. So my point here to refresh you on a digital connect was, I want this type of picture from our participant. They must be happy. They must be eager. They should be 100% engaged on the digital side. And this picture, I'm sure everybody likes, right? Or this picture is also likes because participants are really enjoying your program, right? But earlier picture was not good, right? So point back to you, we have plenty of facilities available on web training and many simplified video conferencing and messaging across any device. Today it is possible. And we are doing with hundreds of employee training, and even we do our employee connect programs. Our HR is very effective today, right? So this, what I wanted to share with you, that everything is possible to connect digitally, meaningfully, with energy, with participation, right? And with the facial also, you can make out that people are really enjoying the training program. Now, this particular picture I have taken from the website where it is Gartner Inc. They are sharing the most popular web platform for a training: Microsoft, Cisco WebEx, and Zoom. These are the three very popular, digital connect platform available. Here they have a completeness of a vision and they have ability to execute. And there are other companies like Google or Huawei or Adobe. These people are in the race. They are also very soon we will have many digital training platform or many digital platform to communicate for training, teaching or review or meetings, right? So a lot of things are happening on this area. They know the future. There will be more and more, people will try explore the digital side of training, teaching and coaching, right? So this is not going to reduce, but this is going to continue, right? Even post-COVID normal, people will prefer the mixed model, face-to-face plus digital. So for a trainer, this is very important to reskill and, enhance the skill set. So point here is, there are a lot of other features available on a digital platform. There are a lot of expanded admin controls available. So first, my point to all of you that you must, go into every detail of the digital platform, whether Zoom or Google or Microsoft or a WebEx. I think you must go into every detail aspect. That what are the admin controls they have given, right? What are the other additional facilities I can utilize to make my online training very engaging, right? So a lot of things available to every command has a lot of details given. See, point here is you are reaching through the screen online and everything is everything possible which we used to do in a face-to-face classroom. Everything is possible. You can do interactive exercises, you can do supplementary exercises, you can do quizzes, you can review and discuss project presentation. Everything is possible online, digitally in your training room over there, right? Even I wanted to share one example of a Zoom company. This is a presentation. This link, if you click, there are a lot of training resources available that how trainer can, use this Zoom effectively. And they have given a training in terms of videos. Even they have given a PDF also. If you don't want to look at videos, just walk through the step-by-step PDF file and many ideas you get it that everything is possible. I remember when I was using Zoom, I had a challenge of sharing the video. But later on, when I started going into every detailed resources of Zoom, I realized there is a separate command. And now I can present my video very effectively. Earlier in online training, video, people said, don't show any video. Video will not work there. But today, video is possible effectively. The way we share the video in a face-to-face class, right? So all these resources available, please use it to make your online training very engaging. There are gadgets also for online teaching and training. So I wanted to share some brief on that. Example, today, handset with a noise cancelling microphone is available. Sometimes you are training or teaching, even your surrounding, sometimes some noise is there, right? But today, this type of handset with noise cancelling microphones are available, right? This is what I'm telling, and this is damn cheap. It's not very costly. So you can buy this type of gadgets as a trainer, as a professional trainer, and make your training program very effective, right? Just to add to your quality level. Even there is a whiteboard attachment available in the market. Many companies are selling, right? This is a graphic tablet example, right? You can connect your tablet to the laptop, right? And you can do brainstorming, or you can draw a picture, or you can draw diagrams, and you can, teach and train your participants. So this is also possible, right? So all these gadgets, keep yourself updated. And these gadgets are not a big cost for a trainer, right? It comes in thousands, sometimes 5,000, 4,000. So it is not a big investment, but it enhances the digital engagement with our participant. So again, back to basics, what I wanted to tell you, your instructional design and facilitation skill needs a lot of changes, right? And be ready and be open for that, because one has to, agree that on digital side, clarity of thought is very important, right? And more you clearly, pass on the message or a teaching or a training, people enjoy, right? Now, this is an old methodology which is valid today also, whether it is face-to-face or a digital, right? Generally, every trainer starts with their participant, right? How to engage them, right? You try to establish the relevancy of your topic. You help your participant determine the need of learning this concept or a training topic. After that, you try to explore through presentation the content, right? You help learners understand concept, process, procedure, fact or a principle. Again, you try to, highlight and detail explanation to improve the understanding of your participant, which help participant to express their new learning and provide the guidance, right? And finally, elaborate on, new learnings and help learners apply prior learning and acquire new, right? And finally, you try to evaluate that your team, your participant has picked up the objective of the training, right? So you check the learning, help learners measure the learning against it, right? So this is also applicable on a digital side of training. Engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. This is also applicable there. But with the example, I'm going to tell you what I expect that we can make some changes. So moving further, I wanted to start with a small success story by my company. We have our training department. So they were sharing this slide with me. This is a success story, make a right move again, right? And they have given me 5 ways to engage online audiences. Or I can say this is a checklist for a virtual presenters as a trainer. So these are the 5 steps I wanted to talk to you. The first step, anyway, face-to-face also you use it, but digitally this is must, this checklist. Number 1, capture the attention before the start of programs. Capture the attention before the start of programs. So before you put your slide share, ensure that every participant keep their video on, you keep your video on, have an eye-to-eye contact. Maybe sometimes you speak up somebody's name and ask him, how are you? Capture the attention before the start, right? Create an interactive experience, right? You can put up some topic and you can do brainstorming, right? Connect to the audience through, a couple of examples I'm going to share with you. Connect to the audience with some training games, which is a digital training games possible, right? Even create a collaboration sometimes, right? You can ask somebody to collaborate together and come back with the solution. This is what we do in a company. And provide a clear direction that I told you in the beginning that digital training, teaching or programs, there are specific etiquettes. And these etiquettes are very important and you provide a clear direction that this is must. I think very important part of a digital engagement is an environment of your participant and your environment also, which is very, very important, right? So these 5 steps are very, very important. Now I'm going to share some examples for a digital engagement for a trainers, right? So I take a little pause over here and what I want to tell you so far, everything okay or anything you want to have any questions so far, or I can go ahead. Anybody can unmute and speak up, or Radhika, your feedback.
Yeah. Anyone who have any questions that can put it in the chat box, because this is a webinar mode, so attendees are not allowed to unmute themselves, but they can of course put it in the chat box. Any queries still here?
Okay, I open the chat box.
Yeah. Yeah. Going well, sir. Yeah. One of the participants has said. Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, Sunil. Bayal. Oh, great. So things are going great. So let me start further. So now I'm going to share. I'm going to share the examples, right? Digital engagement for trainer. So keep your mind here. It will help you if you are in professional training. Again, this example you have to integrate with your instructional design and facilitation skill, right? The first one I generally use, and my professional trainers in the company use it. They generally start with the first part of engagement is what is in it for a participant? What is in it? And they roll the question accordingly, right? What is in it is the first part of the example. You have to think like this, that what participant need from you. Right here, what I wanted to tell you, what is in it is how we can uncover the knowledge gap of our participant. What are the updates with you, or what are the new knowledge you want to give them, what they will uncover? Because whosoever is attending the training, they have some problem. They want solution. It is not always the upgradation of a knowledge. If you are in a practical side of a corporate training, we give a Six Sigma training or a 5S training or a Kaizen training or a process training because we have a problem, right? So you have to think the example that what they will uncover after attending your training. Point here is generally I try to give the big picture to the participant and ask them to keep pen and paper ready before start of the training, that you must have pen and paper. Sometimes I verify on a camera that please show me your pen and paper, just to set up effective etiquettes that people are sincere. They are with pen and paper, and this is what I tell them, that they have to make the note of a significant ideas, right, which they pick up from the training program. Or not only idea, because sometimes they connect the dot, they get some thought also. Let them capture it on a piece of paper, right? And as a result of these ideas or a thought, how they are intent to do, following things in 30 days, means how they are intent to execute the ideas or a learning in next 3 to 4 weeks. They have to put it, because simply sitting here, listening here, capturing idea is not enough. You have to make them big picture person, right? Big picture person means you have also given an objective before start of the program. And this is the first example I'm sharing with you. Because once they pick up the idea, they have a very, very clear direction that these ideas of training I have to execute in my company. And as a result of executing this idea, right, they will achieve the following result, right? And this is where they justify their time of a training, or they justify your certificate program, because what all trainer giving certificate program or a certification, I think this letter is the first step to engage them digitally. Even sometimes I always say that, pick up the spotlight. What all comes, you want to, because you cannot write many paragraphs during the training program, but they can write a keyword, right? And I ask them to create a spotlight and take the picture and share with us on WhatsApp, right? Or show them online on the camera, right? This spotlight is very popular in corporate training today. I don't know whether you are aware or not, but we use spotlight just to show that we both are sincere. Trainer is sincere and participants are also sincere, right? So this is how examples. Even we encourage dialogues and discussions online. Sometimes we, stop the share and come on camera and we start asking the dialogues or questions or discussion. Like example, I'm giving one example, right? So sometimes I ask my senior manager this type of question, but why people don't attempt for a higher responsibility? And I give a preamble before the discussion or a dialogue. I said, I took in last 18 months, almost 34 interviews for a promotion. Every time when I was impressed with the manager, I told him that, can you take the higher responsibility? Instead of a smaller branch, will you take care of a bigger branch? Or from bigger branch, will you take care of entire region? Or from a region, can you try to go to other location and become a vice president? But sometimes, these people show me some resistance, right? So my question to all of you, why people don't attempt for a higher responsibilities? And I ask them to give either one answer. And I always to be, asking them, be honest, whether they have a fear of failure or they have a fear of success, right? And this is how I encourage the dialogue or a discussion, right? And again, this question, what I'm talking to you, why people don't attempt for a higher responsibility, the answer is not, failure. When we did internal research, we got the answer. It was a fear of success, right? People have a fear of success, that if I take a bigger branch, I am definitely going to get success, but I have to do more work. And with more work, what I will get? And if I do more and more work, when I go to top level, there is a less job security. And everything came out when we did a little survey. But again, this is how you can make engagement, right? And you can also prove it to them that remove the fear of success, right? Success should be part of your DNA, right? It is not a fear of failure. It is a fear of success. And 69%, when we did a survey, 69% has a fear of success. That is why they don't take higher responsibility or a higher position. Anyway, but this is how I promote, encourage the digital training to make it more engaging, or Sometimes we ask at discussion, how many of you believe you have one life? Majority during the chat box sharing, everybody say one life. How many of you believe you have one life? I said, yes, I believe we have one life. And then I try to contradict. I said, no, there is no one life. There are two life. Why two? Because second begin when you realize you have one life. So this is how this dialogue discussion, give them wake up call, give them an interest to listen to you, and maybe then you change over to your topic. But this is what is little type of engaging icebreakers, right? Two second begins when you realize to have, and if you want to share some story, why you say that there is a second, right? And you can share your story, right? And you realize that you are one, you can share some story. And this story, like I wanted to share with you my own story, why I told you that two second begins when you have one life. Like this is my personal story of 2009 when I was flying from Mumbai to Jakarta, right? And I was not getting, that time Jet Airways was very popular, but I was not getting Jet Airways ticket. And I had to buy Garuda Airlines. It is like a Air India of a Indonesia, right? And this was 2:15 morning flight. And after 1.5 hours, there was a turbulence, right? And we were given a lot of explanation that get ready with the safety kit. And we were really ready with the safety kit to, face the abnormality. It went on for 25 minutes. And this time was real eye-opening for me. And I seen people praying God, or a lot of people I saw in tension, anxiety. Some child were playing game also, but I was in a different mode of my life. That time I was a very young man of 41 years, right? And that time I realized, and I asked a question to myself, that have I lived my life fully? And answer was big no. That 41 year, Paresh bhai, aapne padhai likhai aur naukri mein nikala hai. You have not really lived the life, you are still busy, right? And that changed my thought process. And that is why I'm telling you, there is two second begins when you realize you have one life. And this type of experience sharing also gives them some meaning and engagement. People like it. Okay. So digitally, this is possible, right? And that is why 2 second begins when you realize you have one life, right? It happens with many. Even you can also engage with this example to ask them to express their point of view, to express anything, right? Into bracket, everything ethical, okay? Or everything in the, expected etiquettes. So even you ask them to, use the emoji, right, on a chat box. This is fine. I think this is what, keep them with the keyboard sometime and awake. So they don't do other multitasking. Even this is a very important question we designed. Tell us why. Tell us why you read. Tell us why are you here. Tell us why you like this topic. Tell us why you want to learn this. Tell us why, tell us why, tell us why. This type of question is a wake-up call. So you want to, bring back your participant. This is a very important part of digital engagement. And this is what we use in face-to-face training also. But digitally, you can use this, right? Even you can encourage them to share more and more thoughts after every, 10, 15 PPT slide. And you ask them that, please share your learnings, please share your thoughts, and you can go ahead. And this is where wake-up call, people get engaged. Because if you go constant talking, right, what I'm going to do today, but constant talking in training program may not help you, right, to engage them. Even you can push them to, come out with their opinion on the topic which you are conducting, right? Opinion is very important. Like you can ask side effect of COVID-19, right? Many sort of opinion you can encourage and make them engage digitally. Maybe simple example to wake up call. Maybe you don't have any topic and you want to have some, easy time. You can say, please share some of the best moment in your life. And people that time really awake. They want to express some of the best moment of their life, right? And you will be, very happy that your participants are with you. So this type of examples, icebreakers, engaging ideas will help you. Maybe a couple of answers I'm sharing with you, some of the best moment of your life, right? So example, somebody may say to go for a vacation to some pretty place, right? So some people like vacation, or some people say that was the best moment of my life was I cleared my last exam. The students generally have tell this. Yeah. Best part of my life was I cleared the exam. Exam was the tension, right? Or some participants said that laugh at self, looking at mirror and making a faces. This type of people are there, right? So, but again, this really add the positivity, refresh on an online side of our engagement, right? Even sometimes I ask them to share the lessons, right? What is the biggest lessons you have learned in COVID-19? And I sometimes give a guideline, only 4 words or less. What is the biggest lesson you learned in not only COVID right now, but maybe what are the biggest lessons you learned in ABCD? You can fill in the blank and ask the participant, right? Maybe I can say, what is the biggest lessons I learned in present time? And I learned 4 line, make time to think. Because if you have time to think, you can recreate, right? You can recreate plenty. So this is how you can engage them, ask them to express their learning or express their ideas. And this is what is possible. Even digital online games are also possible, right? Maybe I don't know to play right now, time management is a challenge, but you can say this type of game, like which we do it in face-to-face also, but digitally possible. Round 1, you can say what I say and do what I say. That time camera is important, right? Audio and video both are important. And you can take round 2, say what I say and do opposite I say, right? So this is how you can play the online games also possible. If you want a couple of games, write to me separately. I will share with you what type of games we are playing with our employees and other participants, right? So this is also possible, but ensure that digital also, when you play the game, it should be easy to understand. Actions must be captured through audio video and it must be safe, right? So this is what is a guideline. To engage online, to create effectiveness, you can go for a picture quiz also, right? And you can put some picture and ask them to connect the dots, right? I was taking one class on robotics in my company at factory. So I put a drone, right? And I said, now you connect the dot with our topic. So this type of picture, connecting the dots with your topic. And now here your imagination, your preparation, right? Your instruction design and execution skill matters a lot. But this is what is wake up call. Why I put it is that to engage your audience continuously. They should, work together with you. What all you are talking, teaching, they should be 100% picking up, right? And this is what the ideas, examples may help you. Even never ever miss any opportunity for a gratitude and a respect, even on a digital class. If you want to say thank you, or a participant want to say thank you, give a time to express the gratitude and respect. This is very important to create optimism and positivity, right? Even if anyone's birthday or birthdays, don't miss the opportunity to celebrate at least digitally, right? And I think this is what I wanted to tell you, that you are through screen, right? You have to, explore engagement ideas to, make your program goes memorable. Today in web platform, poll is possible, right? You can do poll, you can explore some answers or through polling also. Like example, how did you enjoy presentation? Or would you be willing to attend the future presentation? Like this type of poll, you can take online and you can share the result with them. So this sort of feedback mechanism is also possible very easily, right? It's not difficult to conduct the poll on a digital class. And sometimes you don't want to go this way. We go sometimes this way. We take a poll or a feedback and I ask them to take a white paper and write something and put it on a camera, right? If I have a small team of 10 to 11 people, we do like this poll also, right? Or we try to prepare some sentences like this also. But this is also engaging when you go digital, right? Quiz is also possible to engage your participant in line with your topic also, in line with general quiz also, right? Even we do quiz in many ways in our company programs. Like maybe your topic is one of sales and marketing. So this is an example of quiz. Which does ADDIE stand for? ADDIE stands for, and you have given 4 multiple, and they have to click it and they have to submit it. So you can verify the knowledge gain of your topic. So this particular quiz is basically to measure the input whether they have digested or not properly, right? Even we do plenty of digital programs. Even our HR example I'm sharing with you recently, we started HR Employee Connect program in our software division at Pune, right? I'm sharing, I was one of the person there on this program. What we do is we run the virtual quiz and with our employee. And this is one of the best way to connect with our team and enjoy some moments of fun together on a digital platform. And to get our employee in the mood, we host a quiz at the beginning of all our hands meeting, or you can say company town halls. And we run a team building quiz session for teammates during the virtual get together. So we do training, virtual get together, everything is possible, right? And a couple of example I wanted to take opportunity to share with you. I'm sure it will help you in your training program, instructional design part and execution side, right? Sometimes, to save the brainstorming with our employee, we, put a quiz questions, which we have created 4 type of quizzes so far. One is a remote work fact quiz, company trivia quiz, business number in a review quiz, and social media quiz. I'm sharing 4 examples of remote work, company related, business related, and social media related. If you look at question with answer, you will enjoy. But first I will explain remote work fact quiz is basically remote work has become the new normal for many people worldwide now, right? And there are some interesting fact about working remotely and you may not have known. And once we take quiz now, you get the culture of your company. Company trivia quiz means every company is a bit like a family, right? With their own internal knowledge and fact, internal stories and jokes. Right. So we try to tell our company what they know about our company, right? And business number of our company is also important that our employee must know some business numbers that how business is going on, right? And we try to do a quiz and check that whether the communication is reaching to every level or not. Even social media is a general quiz, which is applicable to all of us right now. So example of a remote work quiz. Jara dhyan se dekhna ye example internal hai mera. What percentage of the participant on a conference call are less likely to multitask with their camera on? And when we took this poll, 82% of participants, when they are on camera, they will not do multitask. They will be very serious participant, right? But rest you can understand what happened. 77% of the remote employees say they are more productive when working from home. True or false? And our internal feedback tells us that our employee tells that we are more productive when we work from home, 77%. 99% of the workers said they prefer working remotely. At least some of the time from rest of their career, it means people started liking remote work and 99% said, yes, we would like to, right? And this is how the message coming through the poll. Company trivia means this is a company knowledge related. And sometimes we ask that they are aware that how many people are working in the company. Example in the quiz, how many people are currently working at our company? Right now we have 145 people in a software division, but sometimes you get an answer of 130, 139 and you have to tell them, okay boss, now we are 145 people team in a software division. How many people called Rajesh are currently working in our company? And trust me, out of 145, 9 people in this group is Rajesh. Their first name is Rajesh. And Rajesh is a very popular name in that division. Anyway, but this is how company trivia, choti company ki jo cheezein hai, and this creates engagement and fun. When you do a town hall meeting or employee connect, and same idea you can apply in your training program, right? If you have continuous modules, you can develop some trivia quiz. And what is the age difference between your youngest and oldest employee? See, this type of question on company trivia creates an interest in the mind of employee. They will try to know that who is the youngest person working and who is the oldest, who is likely to retire, right? So this type of company trivia quiz is also creating some effectiveness on digital engagement. Business number review quiz, same way in training programs, some numbers review quiz you can design. Maybe this is our internal company data. What was our year-on-year growth in the sales? So people should know that we grown 11.3%, right? Or how many key deals did our sales team close this quarter? And people should know that, okay, we finalized 46 big deal in our software side. What was our average customer response time post request for the quote? Generally, we take 7 minutes to go, come back to the customers once they send some query. How many of new colleagues did we welcome this month of October? So we have recruited 11 people. So they should know this type of business numbers because they are a small team of 145 people, right? And this is also applicable in a digital training. You can think like this, that how can I put review quiz or a trivia quiz and engage my participant with this type of quiz. Social media in general for all of us, right? If you do a Google, you can get this answer, that how many hours of video is uploaded to YouTube every single minute. And trust me, every single minute, 300 hours of video is uploaded on YouTube for your information. 83% of the parents on Facebook are friends with children, true or false? Answer is false here. Mom and dad people avoid on Facebook together. Which one of the most downloaded app in 2019? Naturally, WhatsApp is coming number one. Most of the download on TikTok in 2019 came from India, true or false? Naturally, India. So this type of social media quiz you can design. Point here is plenty of opportunity to engage digitally, right? This slide also is same on social. So even sometimes you can challenge them whether they are sharp in a numbers or whether they are using their brain right now. This type of engagement, wake up call, we can explore in our training program, right? Let us say this type of question we ask to use the brain, right? Let us say you are participating in a race and you overtake the second person. What position are you in? And general answer you get is if you say first year, but you have to challenge them. If you overtake the second person, you take his place, you are second, right? So this is what you try to wake up the participant, this type of brain teaser, we call brain teaser. Even you same question, if you overtake the last person, then you are, and majority of the people say second last. But the funny part you can ask that if you answered that you are second last, then you are wrong again, because tell me, how can you overtake the last person? And this is how, you make them more formal, make them more engaged using some brain teasers as a part of digital training. Sometimes you ask them to, do a mental mathematics without using paper and pencil and, put them on an engaging mode on a numbers. So this type of examples, you can use it, right? Sometimes we use this also, if we have good time to give the answer, looking at the picture and, put an analogy that what number is on this picture, right? So this type of ideas just to digitally engage your audience, right? Even you can do some psychological test also on a digital platform, giving them some, this is again example I'm sharing with you. This is a psychological test, which is a priority test. And we put it to our employee that 5 things are happening in your home, right? 5 things are happening in your home. And you have to give a sequence 1 to 5 that how you will attend, right? Let us say first thing, telephone is ringing. Some baby in the home is crying. Someone's knocking or calling you from a front door, or you hung the clothes out to dry and it is beginning to rain. You left the tap on the kitchen and water is already overflowing. ये 5 चीज एक साथ हो रही है. आपको sequence देना है कि 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or maybe 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, and we use the chat box and we see that. And once we get the response on the chat box, no need to tell you are right or wrong. Then you put the psychological test output. This psychological test is called Sigmund Freud priority test, which is very popular. You can Google it, right? And if you have given a sequence number 1, telephone पहले में उठाएगा, तो your first priority in life is work. Second, you said baby को मैं attend करेगा, तो family. Door बाद में attend करेगा, friends. So depending upon the sequence you get in for yourself, that is what decide your priority in the life. So chosen sequence determines the priorities in your life. So this type of small psychological test used for engagement possible, right? Sometimes you can use the case study also, and you can teach and some checklist, right, to come to the conclusion. And finally, last slide, people in the digital class also like the story. People always enjoy a story. And I have time of couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, but I would like to tell you a story. सुनने के लिए ready हो जाओ. Now I'm telling you a story. There is a big jungle. There is a big jungle, and in this jungle there is a dog. And this dog is very naughty, fighting dog, always arguing, fighting, right? Now, unfortunately, this dog in the jungle, there is one big Haveli. Big Haveli. This dog enter into Haveli, and when he enter into Haveli, a big room, it is full of mirror. Now, dog entered into Haveli, and that room is full of mirrors. And naturally, when dog looks at and around, always see other dogs like him, right? So this is a fighting dog. He started fighting, abusing, angry, aggression, everything went on. After some time, this dog tired and came out of this mirror room of a Haveli. And coming out with tiredness, he concluded that all the dog in this world are naughty dog. All the dog in this world are like fighting dog like me. Now, in this jungle, after sometimes there is a second dog. He's a very happy dog, very positive dog, always enjoying, you know. Now this happy dog, by mistake again, enters into Haveli room of, mirror. And when he see the mirror, all the dogs like him, he started smiling. All the dogs are smiling. He started dancing. All the dogs are dancing. He started, singing. All the dogs are singing. He enjoyed a lot, but end of the day, he tired and came out of the Haveli and relaxed, and he started thinking, all the dogs in this world are happy dogs. So this type of story, to conclude the topic, sometimes the perception, that how we develop the perception, right? We develop the perception basically through our personal nature or attitude and the environment we spend time, right? So this is how story sharing, storytelling, engage the participant and they enjoy, right? So this is what was in my mind, and that's all from my side. And now I'm open for Q&A. If any questions, I welcome. I'm sure you would have enjoyed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any questions, anybody? Any questions, anyone? You'd like to ask any questions, you can put it in the chat box. Okay, they have only commented, thanks, sir. I think there's no additional questions anybody has asked. Any other questions or queries you would like to check? Yeah, please send it in the chat box. We still have 1 minute to go. So we still have 1 minute time. So you can put it in the chat box.
So my thank you note to all of you. Payal, very informative session. Bharat bhai, you enjoyed, right? Even I noted one feedback, camera on, but I think camera on takes some portion. But anyway, we'll note it.
So one of the participants had told like Kahoot app may be used. I don't know, maybe related to the platform there he's suggesting.
See, more popular today, if you ask me, at my company level, we are using Zoom and WebEx, which is more user friendly, right? But some cost effective is Google and Microsoft. But I prefer Zoom and WebEx. That's my personal opinion, not to promote the company.
Second is, sir, there is one other question that please share some activities.
Oh, so I shared a lot of activities actually. If you walk through this particular story sharing, right, psychological test, or this type of engagement ideas, or brain teaser, right, or you can work out some quiz, right, lot of things, and still you connect with me separately. Okay. Anything else, Radhika?
Yeah, I think that is it. I think Kahoot app somebody had told, na, so it was for quiz and live poll.
Okay.
Yeah, but even I think Zoom is having that live option where we can connect it through. Right now also the program is entirely getting transmitted on YouTube channel also, and we can also conduct polls on Zoom. So like it is ultimately the user's thing we have to see, I think, how user friendly any app is.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think there are no question. One more slide I wanted to share with you. I'm
Yeah, sir.
sure
Please go ahead.
you will enjoy. I think this is a statement I put it for all of us in the context of the new normal. Our new normal, everybody know that we are in a different part of our activity today. So what a chance for a growth, because this, according to me, is a gift. What a chance for a growth to stand in an unknown and work to become more comfortable. And trust me, my traveling schedules are very light today, right? So what a blessings now. I see a lot of opportunity in a new normal. To lose a grip on winning formula of our past and increase our agility to win in the future. So now, we started upgrading with this talk, right? So we are losing the grip of winning formula of our past, and now we are making new formula, right? So earlier best practices, which is no more best, now we are working on a next practices, right? So to trust the life knows when, life is sees doing that everything is unfolding in working for our benefit. So whatever is happening is for our benefit. There is very limited, very little emotional and spiritual advancement when everything is going our way. So that is why things are not going our way. That's why we are talking digital platform. But once this type of challenges definitely help us for a emotional and spiritual advancement, right? It is when your best laid plan meet the supposed enemy of uncertainty that you receive your best as a leader and a hero. So make the pivot to upgrade your positivity amid the upheaval, right? And seek out the opportunity that deep change is bringing to you. It's real, it's there, it's yours, right? These are deep, uncertain times. To help you navigate them with confidence, optimism, excellence, and as well as thank you for being a loyal follower here on these programs, right? And I'm sure you will take a lot of benefits of this talk. So stand strong and remain of a good courage. So with my love and respect, and I formally close this program here. Right? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Karya sir, and thank you all the participants for attending the webinar. I have already dropped the email ID in the chat box of AMA and Dr. Paresh Karya. So in case you have any further queries, you can please drop an email and we'll respond it to you. And we look forward to your participation in our November programs also. Okay, sir. Good night, Karya sir. Good night, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you.